We are terrified of the diagnosis. It is the word that changes everything, the word that divides life into before and after. We treat it like a lightning strike, a random, cruel act of fate that falls from the sky and destroys us. We think, I hope I don't get it. But here is the terrifying, scientific truth that most doctors won't tell you in a standard checkup. You don't have to wait to get it. You already have it. Right now, as you sit there watching this, there are microscopic clusters of cancer cells in your body. They are in your thyroid. They are in your prostate or your breast tissue. They are floating in your bloodstream. Autopsy studies done on people who died of car accidents, young, healthy people, have proven this. They found that 40% of women between the ages of 40 and 50 have microscopic breast cancer tumors. They found that 50% of men in their 50s have microscopic prostate cancer. And virtually 100% of us have microscopic thyroid tumors by the time we are 70. Yet, most of these people would never have known. They would have lived their whole lives without a diagnosis. Why? Because these cells were asleep. They were dormant. They were there, but they were harmless. They were held in check by a biological police force that is patrolling your body 24/7. But for some people, the police force goes on strike. For some people, a switch is flipped. The sleeping cells wake up. They build their own blood supply. They construct a fortress, and they begin to conquer. The question is not, how do I avoid cancer cells? You can't. They are a byproduct of being alive and having dividing DNA. The real question, the question that could save your life is, how do I keep them asleep? How do I create an environment in my body where cancer is starved, suffocated, and hunted down before it ever becomes a tumor? This is the story of the terrain theory of cancer prevention. It is a journey into the microscopic war zone inside your veins. We are going to look at the fuel lines, the sugar traps, the stress signals, and the incredible power of your body to eat its own mistakes. If you want to move from fear to power, if you want to understand the biological switches you control every single day, please hit that subscribe * button right now. You need to hear this, because the cure for cancer might be 20 years away, but the prevention of cancer starts at your next meal. To understand how to protect ourselves, we have to understand how the enemy starts. Your body is a city of 37 trillion cells. Every day, billions of these cells divide. They copy their DNA. Imagine copying a massive encyclopedia by hand every single day. Eventually, you are going to make a typo. In biology, that typo is a mutation. Most typos are harmless. But sometimes, the typo happens in a critical instruction manual. It happens in the part of the DNA that tells the cell when to stop growing. When that happens, the cell becomes a zombie. It doesn't die when it should. It keeps dividing. It becomes immortal. That is cancer. But nature is smart. Nature gave us a guardian. It is called the **p53 gene asterisk. Biologists call it the guardian of the genome. It is a protein that scans your DNA for typos. If it finds a mistake, it pauses the cell cycle. It tries to fix the typo. If it can't fix it, P53 gives the order, commit suicide. It triggers apoptosis, programmed cell death. The cell dissolves itself for the good of the collective. This happens thousands of times a day in your body. You are surviving right now because P53 is doing its job. But here is the danger. The P53 gene can be damaged. It can be mutated by radiation, by toxins, by viruses. If your P53 gene breaks, the cop is off the beat. The typos pile up. The zombies multiply. So the first rule of cancer protection is, protect the guardian. So, we have to look at what breaks it. And the biggest breaker of DNA in the modern world isn't nuclear radiation. It is chronic, low-level inflammation. Let's assume a microscopic tumor has formed. It is the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. It is harmless. It can't grow any bigger because it has no food supply. It is relying on diffusion, getting oxygen from nearby fluids. To become a killer, it needs to upgrade. It needs a highway. This process is called Anti-Angiogenesis. Angio means blood vessel. Genesis means creation. The tumor sends out a chemical signal, VEGF. It is a distress flare. It screams to the nearby blood vessels, "Come here, feed me." If the body responds, new blood vessels sprout. They grow toward the tumor. They hook up to it. Now the tumor has a direct line to your blood. It gets oxygen. It gets sugar. It gets a highway to spread, metastasize to other organs. Once angiogenesis happens, the harmless dot becomes a deadly disease. But here is the incredible news. We can block this process. Dr. William Lee, a brilliant researcher, discovered that we can starve cancer by eating foods that are anti-angiogenic. These are foods that contain molecules that cut the communication lines. They tell the blood vessels to ignore the tumor's scream. They keep the tumor small, dormant, and harmless. What are these foods? They aren't rare medicines. They are in your grocery store. Soybeans, they contain genistein. Green tea, it contains EGCG. Asterisk tomatoes, cooked tomatoes specifically, they contain lycopene. Berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Dark chocolate. Turmeric. These foods act like a shield. They prevent the supply lines from ever being built. In studies, men who ate cooked tomatoes 2-3 times a week had a 50% lower risk of prostate cancer. Why? Because the lycopene starved the microscopic tumors that 50% of men already have. You are not treating the cancer. You are managing the environment so the cancer cannot thrive. Now let's talk about what the enemy eats. If you were to look at a cancer cell under a PET scan, you would see something striking. It glows bright. Why? Because PET scans look for glucose, sugar, consumption. Cancer cells are sugar addicts. They consume glucose 10 to 50 times faster than normal cells. This was discovered in the 1920s by Otto Warburg. It is called the **Warburg effect**. Normal cells can use fat for fuel. They can use ketones. They are hybrids. Cancer cells are damaged. Their mitochondria, the power plants, are broken. They rely almost exclusively on fermenting sugar for quick energy. This gives us a tactical advantage. If cancer needs high blood sugar to grow fast, what happens if we lower the sugar? We create metabolic stress for the cancer cells. High insulin levels, caused by eating too much sugar and refined carbs, are like fertilizer for cancer. Insulin is a growth factor. It tells cells, grow, divide, build. That is great if you are a baby. It is terrible if you have a tumor. High insulin levels promote inflammation. They promote cell division, and they feed the enemy. Every time you drink a soda, every time you eat a donut, you are spiking your insulin. You are sending a grow signal to every cell in your body, including the bad ones. To protect yourself, you must lower your insulin. You must become metabolically flexible. This means intermittent fasting. It means reducing refined carbohydrates. It means exercising. When you fast, your insulin drops, your blood sugar drops. Your normal cells switch to burning fat ketones. They are happy. But the cancer cells, they struggle, they starve, they become vulnerable to your immune system. Fasting isn't just about weight loss, it is about cleaning house. This leads us to one of the most exciting discoveries in modern medicine. In 2016, the Nobel Prize was awarded for the discovery of autophagy. Auto means self, phagy means eating. Self-eating. It sounds gross, but it is beautiful. When your body is in a fasted state, usually after 16-18 hours without food, it realizes it doesn't have any incoming energy. So it looks inward. It looks for damaged proteins. It looks for old senescent cells, zombie cells. It looks for weak mitochondria. And it recycles them. It breaks them down and uses them for parts. It is the ultimate recycling program. Autophagy is how your body cleans up the typos before they become novels. It creates new, fresh white blood cells. It renews your stem cells. But here is the catch. Autophagy never happens if you are constantly eating. If you eat breakfast at 8 a.m., snack at 10, lunch at 1, snack at 3, dinner at 7, and a midnight snack at 10, your insulin never drops. Your body is always in growth mode. It never switches to repair mode. The trash piles up. The damaged cells accumulate. The p53 gene gets overwhelmed. To protect yourself, you need to give your body a break. You need to let the janitorial staff come in and sweep the floor. Even a 12-hour fast, stopping eating at 8 p.m. and not eating until 8 a.m. helps. A 16-hour fast is better. Hunger isn't the enemy. Hunger is the signal that repair has begun. We cannot talk about cancer without talking about the environment. Our genetics haven't changed in 10,000 years, but cancer rates have exploded. Why? Because we have changed the world we live in. We are swimming in a soup of chemicals that our ancestors never faced. Endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals that mimic hormones. They look like estrogen to your body. They are found in plastics BPA, in receipts, in pesticides, in personal care products. When these chemicals enter your body, they dock onto your cells' receptors. They turn on switches that shouldn't be turned on. Excess estrogen drives breast cancer. It drives prostate cancer. We call it the estrogen soup. And then there are the forever chemicals, PFAS, found in nonstick pans, in waterproof raincoats, in tap water. These chemicals do not break down. They stay in your liver. They stay in your blood. They create chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a forest fire that never goes out. It damages DNA. It exhausts the immune system. It creates the perfect soil for the cancer seed to grow. How do we protect ourselves? We can't live in a bubble, but we can reduce the load. 1. Filter your water. It is the single most important thing. Remove the chlorine, the fluoride, the microplastics. 2. Ditch the plastic. Don't microwave food in plastic containers. Heat releases the toxins. Use glass. 3. Read the labels. If your lotion or shampoo has parabens or phthalates, throw it away. These are hormone disruptors. 4. Sweat. Your skin is a major detoxification organ. Saunas and exercise help push these toxins out. We often ignore the mind. But the mind talks to the body. When you are chronically stressed, when you are lonely, angry, or fearful, your body pumps out cortisol. Cortisol is a survival hormone. It prepares you to run from a tiger. To do that, it shuts down non-essential functions. Guess what is considered non-essential when a tiger is chasing you? Your immune system. Your natural killer, NK cells. These are the hunter-killer teams of your immune system. Their job is to find cancer cells and inject them with poison grenades. But when cortisol is high, NK cells are paralyzed. They stop working. Chronic stress literally disarms your body's police force. A study showed that people who feel lonely have significantly higher levels of inflammation and lower immune response than those who feel connected. Community is medicine. Laughter is medicine. Sleep is medicine. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, is a powerful antioxidant. It fights cancer while you dream. If you are sleeping 5 hours a night and stressing all day, you are leaving the city gates wide open. Let me tell you a story that proves it's not just bad luck. In the remote villages of Ecuador, there is a group of people with a rare genetic mutation called *Laron syndrome*. They are very short in stature. They are dwarfs. They lack the receptor for growth hormone, IGF-1. For years, scientists studied them. They expected them to be sickly. But they found something shocking. These people almost never get cancer. And they almost never get diabetes. Even though many of them smoke, even though many are overweight. Why? Because their IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, levels are incredibly low. IGF-1 is the go signal for cell division. Because their cells aren't constantly being told to grow, the cancer cells never get the green light. They don't have the fuel to explode. We are not Laron dwarfs. We have normal IGF-1. But we can mimic their protection. How? By keeping our protein intake moderate, not excessive, by fasting, and by keeping insulin low. We can lower our IGF-1 naturally. It teaches us that cancer is a disease of excess growth. To stop it, we must embrace periods of slow growth and repair. In the 19th century, there was a famous debate between two scientists. Louis Pasteur the father of germ theory, and Antoine Béchamp Pasteur said, "The microbe is everything. The virus, the bacteria, the cancer cell is the problem." Béchamp said, "The microbe is nothing, the terrain is everything." He meant that if the soil is healthy, the weed cannot grow. If your body is oxygenated, low in sugar, low in inflammation, and high in immune function, a cancer cell is just a powerless typo. It appears and it is deleted. But if the terrain is toxic, acidic metabolically, sugary, and inflamed, the weed takes over the garden. Modern oncology is amazing at cutting out the weeds surgery, burning the weed radiation, and poisoning the weed chemo. But it is not very good at changing the soil. That is your job. You are the gardener. So how do we operationalize this? How do we turn this information into a daily shield? It's not about being perfect. It's about tilting the odds. *1. Eat to starve*. Include anti-angiogenic foods in every meal. Add garlic, onions, tomatoes, green tea, and mushrooms. Make your plate a nightmare for blood vessel growth. *2. Fast to clean*. Give your body a 12 to 16 hour window of no food every day. Let the autophagy crew come in and scrub the floors. Stop eating 3 hours before bed. Asterisk 3. Move to flush asterisk. Exercise pumps your lymph system. Your lymph system is the sewage pipe of your body. It has no pump like the heart. It only moves when you asterisk move. If you sit all day, your trash stays stagnant. Bounce, walk, run. Asterisk 4. Filter the flow asterisk. Don't drink tap water if you can help it. Don't heat plastic. Open your windows to let out indoor air pollution. Asterisk 5. Sleep to heal asterisk. Protect your sleep like your life depends on it, because it does. Sleep in total darkness to maximize melatonin. The fear of cancer is natural. It is the fear of the unknown. But knowledge destroys fear. When you realize that cancer is not a foreign invader, but a biological process that relies on specific conditions, you realize you have the power to change those conditions. You are not a victim waiting for a diagnosis. You are a complex, powerful biological machine, equipped with the most advanced defense systems in the universe. Your NK cells are ready. Your P53 gene is scanning. Your autophagy is waiting for the signal. All they need is for you to stop feeding the enemy and start supporting the troops. Don't wait for the lightning to strike. Install the lightning rod. This is a heavy topic, but it's one we need to talk about. The idea that we have these microtumors already is scary, but realizing we can keep them dormant is empowering. I want to know, which of these habits are you going to start today? Is it the fasting, the green tea, or ditching the plastic? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to take control of your biology and explore the hidden manuals of the human body, please hit that asterisk like asterisk button and subscribe asterisk. I have a video coming next week about the zombie cells in your body that make you age and exactly how to kill them. Stay healthy, stay curious, and trust your terrain.